This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Welcome to your program Problems and Solutions. Welcome to one more week. We are ending one more week. It's a pleasure to be with you. Let's stop everything. I would like you to ask you to stop everything now and see these wonderful stories that we prepared for you. It's only 50 minutes. Wonderful stories. But it's not just stories to entertain you, for you to be able to entertain yourself there in your house. But it's stories of people who carried inside of them problems. You know, they carried inside of them issues. And the deepest problems of all problems that was inside of them. And the Holy Spirit was able to heal the heart. The Holy Spirit is what can heal our heart. You know that this month of May is a very important month because in the end of May, we're going to have the day of Pentecost. Everybody knows about this day of Pentecost. But the day of Pentecost is a day that changed the story of the human beings, because it was the day that the Holy Spirit was descended upon 120 people in the temple. And from those 120 people, the Spirit of God spread and has been transforming so many people. Many times you have been seeing around you just problems. Many times you think that there is no way out for you. It's even for you, it's hard for you to believe. But the Holy Spirit has been transforming people's lives, and He wants to change yours. That's why you are watching me right now, because He wants to change yours. See what the Holy Spirit do in people's lives, what is the transformation that happens, and I'll be back with you straight after.
So the problems that I faced with were I went through some spiritual issues. So at night I'll be sleeping and there'll be times when I'll feel like a pressure on top of me, or sometimes I'll feel someone tagging me or dragging me off of my bed. Along with that, I used to hear voices as well, and I just couldn't sleep well at night, and I was very paranoid. I went through a lot of issues as well within myself. Like, I just didn't believe in myself. I was very low, very doubtful, suicidal. And apart from that as well, I had like an issue with somebody that was very close to me, my family. And that really had it had like a build-up effect on me and in my life. So all of this basically had its toll on me. I became very paranoid. Like, I couldn't walk without thinking that something was going to happen, or like there'll be times when I'll be in a train station, I'll hear like a voice telling me to jump. So I became very paranoid. I'd have to stand on the wall of like the train station. I became very scared as well, like just afraid of everything. Like, you tell me to do one thing and I would have to double think it, because I was so afraid of the consequences that it would bring onto me. I just didn't really trust people, and I was very closed, so I wouldn't really open up to people or hang around with people for so long. Like, I would be two different kind of, I had like a double personality, if that made sense. Like, you'd think that I was okay, like I was a normal girl, a normal youth, but deep inside I was going through a lot and I didn't know how to express myself. So this led me to like just drinking. So I would just drink just to suppress like what I was feeling. So I would just, when I'm out with my friends, I would just drink just to forget the problems, or just to make sure that nobody gets to know what I was going through, because I was just afraid of what people would think. I thought that they'll think I was crazy, that I was being paranoid. I even thought that they'll probably put me in like a mental institution, because this is not things that you should be going through. I just didn't want to be deemed as somebody who was just weird. So I just didn't want anybody to know. I didn't think like they needed to know. I thought I would have to live with it for the rest of my life. My lowest point was when to this day I remember being at the train station and the train was coming, and I was just having a voice in my head that was just telling me jump, jump, jump. And the fear that I had, because I didn't want to jump, I knew that if I jumped, I would die. And I didn't want to jump. So that for me was my lowest point. That was for me okay, now I really need to find help on how to overcome the situation. One day, somebody that I know that's very close to me, and they brought me to a service, and I was able to speak to somebody that was there. And I used the opportunity, because I saw that people's lives were changing. I was in the youth group and I saw that a lot of youths were happy and they were bubbly, and I wanted to be happy and I wanted to be bubbly. It was only then that I was able to receive the help. I was able to see a change, a dramatic change in the areas of my life. For instance, I would go to bed and I didn't feel a presence in my room. I wouldn't go through spiritual attacks at night. And that for me was one of the first key moments of my life, being able to sleep in peace without feeling anything. The voices gradually started to stop. I wouldn't hear voices telling me to jump or to take my life. The family member that I had an issue with, now we're not the best of friends, but the issue that we had has been resolved, if that makes sense. So now everything from where it was before to now has completely changed.
My name is Amaya Bristol. Before coming to the Universal Church, my life was very terrible. I used to be depressed, I had suicidal thoughts, I had anger because my family, they never treated me really well, so I hated them very much. I never wanted to be a part of that family. I always asked God, why was I there? I used to suffer with low self-esteem. I was very emotional, and as well, I felt like if nobody cared for me, I felt invisible because everyone treated me really bad. And then because the problems in my family, that caused me to cry at night. Because my father, he was addicted. My mom, she used to always fight. There was no peace at home. So I used to go out. When I go to school, I expected to be treated better there, but things even got worse because I was bullied at school. All my friends, they turned their back on me and things got really bad. In my family, due to this problem, we had fights a lot because my mom would always ask me, why am I alone? Why I don't talk to her to tell her things? But my mom and I didn't have a relationship that I could have talked to her and I trust to tell her anything. Because of that, we would get into arguments. She would tell me that I'm not important, and that made me to cry. And my father as well, he never really cared much, but he would always ask me how was everything, and then that was just it. I came to the church at the age of 7. I was brought by my grandmother, and since then I kept coming with her, and we started to attend services more regularly. And as I continued to come, an assistant, well, she used to sit down and she talked to me. But at first, I never really paid any attention because I didn't understand much what was going on. So I still kept coming. So when I continued to come, I started to pay attention in the service because before I never used to pay attention. I started listening to what the pastor has to say. The messages, it was really strong. It used to help me to grow little by little. I started to develop my faith. And then the pastor spoke about the Holy Spirit. Well, I was really interested in hearing because he said that the Holy Spirit, those who receive the Holy Spirit, they will have peace, they will have happiness, and those were the things that I did not have, and I really wanted that. So I continued to come and I continued to listen. I would pay attention, I would hear everything that he had to say. I would go up to the pastor and ask him, what do I have to do to receive the Holy Spirit? I learned about the Holy Spirit through the guidance of the pastor when I come to the service on Wednesdays and on Sundays. Well, since then, I wanted to know more. So I was very thirsty in learning about the Holy Spirit. I read books that we have in the church, and he told me that I should start doing purposes. I should fast, I should get up and pray. Those were the things I never did before. So when I started, it was really new for me. I would get up at 12 in the midnight. I would get up 3 a.m. in the morning. I'd pray during the day. Every time that I would separate a time to pray, to seek for the Holy Spirit. I received the Holy Spirit on December the 16th in 2018. Ever since then, it was really amazing. On that day, the day in the service was in the 7 a.m. service. When we were seeking the Holy Spirit, I pour out everything. I give my all because I didn't want to hold back anything. And when I received the Holy Spirit, it was really amazing. I never felt so much peace. I never had so much joy in my life. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, the best gift that I have ever received. And since that day, I started doing things that I know would please the Holy Spirit. I went out to evangelize. I went out to help other youths in the youth group. I would go out and I'd speak to people about my experience, and I wanted them to have what I've received. So I did all I could. I keep working every day. I would do all I can so that even my family members, they can come and have this experience as well. Now today, I no longer have depression. I no longer have suicidal thoughts. I don't hate my family anymore. I forgive all of them. Now I'm no longer shy. I am bold now. I no longer suffer from sleepless nights, spiritual attacks. I no longer want to die anymore. Now I'm happy. And I help the youths in the YPG so that they can overcome because I know that I overcame.
What happened with these people can happen with yours. your life can change as well. So give your step of faith. Sunday now, 11 o'clock in the morning is the great day of the Holy Spirit. Also, we're going to pray for the family. We're going to pray for those who are sick. But the main prayer is going to be the healing of your heart. We are at the Birger 106, very close to the t-bana Tekniska Högskolan. I'll be waiting for you this coming Sunday, 11 o'clock in the morning special. Okay? And surely that when you come, something very special will going to take place in your life, because the Spirit of God will be able to transform your life. I believe that just by you be watching me right now, something already start happening as peace start entering inside of you. Imagine when you come here. Okay? You are our guest. If you live near to Göteborg or Malmö, we have also our stop prayers, our stop suffering prayers there. You know that every weekend we have our church also in Malmö and in Göteborg with the prayer that calls Stop Suffering. In Göteborg, we are there tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. Very close to the Liseberg, we have the address of our help center there every Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning. And in Malmö, we're going to be there this coming Saturday as well at 12 o'clock in the first hotel, very close to the city center, very close to the train station of Malmö. And you are our guest to join us. For more information, you can call us, you can text us, or either you can visit our website, www.uckg.se. Grab your opportunity and your life will change. Was a pleasure to be with you. May God bless your weekend, and I'll see you here with us at the Universal Church. Take care.
Faith is the starting point. It's like an airplane taking off. But what keeps it always high up? The continuity of faith is trust. Whoever separates one from the other will never reach their final destination. Do not forget that the journey through life is not simply made up of beautiful landscapes. Turbulence and storms will suddenly appear. In these moments, what will sustain you? So many have fallen because they had faith to conquer. But they did not have enough trust to remain in the faith. Those who trust God, even when everything seems contrary and difficult, remain firm because their eyes are fixed, not on the thick clouds, but on the Lord who is above them all. Though the fig tree may not blossom, nor fruit beyond the vines, though the labor of the olive may fail, and the fields yield no food, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. How do you react when everything goes wrong? Who are you when you gain? Who are you when you lose? Never fail to maintain your faith, as it has to be taken care of and maintained so that your achievements will remain. This is only possible through the power of trust. The true servant of God lives by faith, in faith, and from faith to faith, until the end.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.